I had a nap, and it was a good nap. Yeah. um, Today doesn't honestly have a whole ton for me to report. Woke up not nearly as late as I was hoping to. Um, First of all, the sun came through these windows really aggressively at like 7:30 in the morning, which woke me up, and then it was hard to get back to sleep. And then some schmuck in here had an alarm. I, Lord only knows how to explain this, but it seriously went off. It would for 5 minutes. It would go off every minute, and I'd hear it get dismissed. I'd hear whoever it was shift, and then it goes silent in the middle of its ring. So it got dismissed. It would go off for about it would go off, and then a minute at the next minute, rings again. Hear it dismissed, rings again. It would happen 5 or 6 times, and then it would go silent. 5 minutes later, it'll start doing it again. So, yeah, I did not sleep in, which is a shame. Which is why I took a nap this afternoon. This is getting ridiculous. The longest my facial hair has ever been in my entire life. I'm really not used to it, and I really want to get rid of it. And I can't, but I only have to hold out a couple more days. So close. Yeah, today, pretty chill. We went to a workshop? I don't know. I feel like they're not very workshop-y workshops. But we went and spent some time talking with a guy. He's an FRSA, so a graduate of Rosebud. And he apparently, this is the first time he's ever done this workshop, but it's focusing on social justice and photography. So, yeah, he started out, he told us about himself, talked about life, talked about his story. We got him distracted for a great amount of time discussing different plays that people need to see. He's offended by some of the plays that we have not read, but apparently he was a prolific reader in school, so, you know. On one hand, yes, read more plays. On the other hand, this guy would read plays during a show. He's off stage, he goes backstage for 10 minutes and sits down and works on a script that he's reading, so I'm not going to feel too bad. We had one thing that was kind of interesting, sort of a social, or how did he put it? Like a social power way of visualizing. So we all started standing on the same plane, and then he said, okay, take a step back if this applies to you, if this applies to you, if this applies to you. And he went through a dozen different things that affected the power you had in society. Yeah, some of it a little more icky to acknowledge it's a big deal than others. Like, take a step back if you're a woman. Take a step back if you're not straight. Take a step back if you don't own your own house. Take a step back if you're black. All these things. I'm like, I hate to admit it. I know that that's a thing that impacts. I know that matters in the world today, and it does actually have an impact. But oh, how I wish it didn't. So, yeah, I was fairly average in our group. There were a few people well ahead of me. There were a couple people well behind me. Yeah, he described for him that it literally, like, when he did it the first time, he left the room and ended up just taking like 10 minutes to cry because it hit him that hard. Definitely didn't hit me that bad. But it was, I guess, interesting to acknowledge. Yeah, we've got a homework assignment. Take some photos that... Here, actually. Let me find the sheet. Take photos that reflect some specifics he gave us. A photo of an object that tells a story about you, a place that resonates with you, a reflection of yourself, a word or words that describe you, creating a still life of items that reflect you. It's a self-portrait through photography, is how he's described it. Yeah. It's a little weird. There's a lot of gray area in this. He's like, look, these are some of the things that you should try and get a photo of. I'm looking for quality over quantity, so we actually have the freedom to just take like one really good one kind of thing. I don't even know if we're actually sharing them. So I have a lot of questions about this assignment, but I should go get some photos because, well, to be perfectly honest, we finished up the workshop. I went and got food, and I immediately crashed in my bed. Yeah, I was really banking on sleeping in this morning, and I did not get to sleep in. Which probably I'm going to regret tonight when I'm sitting there going, oh, why did I take a long nap? But, oh well, such is life. Anywho, yeah, that's about the update for today. I'm going to go find some dinner and go get some photos for that. And that's it. Tomorrow we meet with the guy again. We go over some of the photos we took in theory. There's a show that'll either be that evening or the night after. Our schedule has it in both, and I haven't actually confirmed in which block it is, so that might happen tomorrow, or it might be the day after. Or no. It's Thursday today. It has to be tomorrow because Saturday is a completely free day. So it's tomorrow that show is happening. And Saturday's free. I'm working on getting a few things that I want to do that Saturday, so... Oh goodness, our trip is winding down. I'm just realizing we're only a couple days out. A day with a workshop and a show, a free day, and Sunday we go home. We're getting close. It's been a good time. It's been a long time. It's not always been an easy time. But, yeah. We're almost done. Anywho, so I'm going to show you a few of the photos I got. I'm not going to tell you what photos they're, like, what questions or prompts they answered. I'll let you guess that. Yeah, and that's probably it for today. Not a whole ton to say. Have a good evening. Out what I wanted for dinner, and I remembered the best part about being in Canada. Let's go! I know I said I was going to do photos and leave it at that, but I have a few oddities with this bathroom. Firstly, this shower. Here's a problem. I've been taller than the shower head before, but I've not been taller than the roof of the shower before. Who did this? Because I'd like to have a very civil conversation with you. The joys of being 6'4".
Where is it? There it is. There's a penny baked into our floor. And it actually is in the actual floor tile, ceramic or whatever it would be. You can't pick it up. Weird.